After witnessing Langrisser's best character, it left me wondering how far can his long games go? How deep can they go? Where after Celica, it proves that they are not afraid to go down that road. At least when it comes to support characters. Hopefully. Thankfully, we just got some attackers here, like this one named Virelia. That's all I really know about this character, so I'm just hoping that she's good. Like good enough to be optimal to use, and not just flat out OP. She's a magic attacker that's part of the Glowy, Princess, and Euless faction. Her talent allows more damage at the end of turn if she has not attacked, can perform a spell preparation to strengthen the next skill. So Annihilation looks like it does more damage, I'm pretty sure. Focus gives more range, Catalytic reduces skill's cooldown. Then the number of her buffs doesn't decrease and can act again moving 2 blocks, which has a 2-turn cooldown. Each time you perform a different spell preparation, her range increases up to a max of 2. Oh, okay. Looking pretty good. Magic attacker is getting more range. What's new? Wait, so is it gonna be like a Solda where they use this and they have these stuff permanently? That would be pretty crazy because just having more range on top of more range is pretty overwhelming. For your opponents at least. She has a single target skill. Each time she has a spell preparation, its damage increases and all the cooldown on the skill is reduced by 1 after attacking. So like, if she has all 3 of these stacks, then all of her skills gets cooldown by 3? Did I understand that right? Or will it just only be 1? She has a passive that does not take melee damage reduction, with the revive from physical attacks, and performs a random spell preparation that has a 5-turn cooldown. They seriously just give out these revives like it's nothing. Even with a specific trigger, I feel like they just give them out to anyone at this point. Not everyone needs a revive. With the 3C, after dealing damage with the skill, inflicts fixed damage. If the target HP is not higher than 20%, it cannot be immune. It's an AoE that applies 2 debuffs for each successful enemy killed. A random spell preparation is performed at the end. Really good. I like how simple they made her. Nothing over the top. She seems well balanced. She even has access to Dark Reaper, a powerful single target skill, and Heaven's Sanction, also a very powerful AoE, so she can be this mixed attacker. I can honestly see her being very niche to use in both content. She has skill cooldown to be very consistent, with at again an insane range that'll be overwhelming against your opponents. So yeah, Virelia, looks like they finally held back while making her feel like someone that we can use and can perform really nicely. The next one right next to her is Seraphina. She's a physical attacker that's part of the Empire Strategy Meteor faction. Her talent offers more attack and crit rate and isn't affected by melee reduction. Ignores enemies while moving and has Terrain Master. Applies Venom where you gain +1 weakened turn, increased crit rate, refreshes the continuous turn, and upgrades to Dead Burn. When you have this, gives you an additional effect of dying instantly if you have 4 debuffs at the end of the turn. I'm sorry, what? It replaces the immune as fixed damage that is 5 times of her attack in regular content. Venom and Death are immunized undispellable that lasts 2 turns. So correct me if I'm wrong here. So she can apply this Venom debuff that can eventually turn into this Dead Burn debuff, which I'm guessing you have to apply Venom again, maybe a few times, and this Dead Burn makes it so that anyone who has this die instantly if they have 4 debuffs, which cannot be removed once it is applied on you. Number 1, why? And number 2, I'm hoping that she does not have AoEs, or at least have AoEs with really poor range, because this thing sounds ridiculous. She has the skill that lets her move again based on how many squares that she moved before battle as a passive. You can select one enemy to inflict Venom that cannot be immunized or dispelled for 2 turns. After, buff duration are reduced and can act again 3 blocks. Yeah, that's the same method with like Tatalia's at again skill. Oh lord, this is an AoE. Oh, but it's only a straight line that reaches 4 blocks long. Okay. So it inflicts her Venom and applies a powerful debuff. If you crit, it applies another one. Okay. That's what I like to see. I'm actually okay with this. No need for anything else crazy. Which makes me worried still because I haven't seen her 3C yet. The passive on it does fixed damage to other enemies within 1 block of the target. Enemies with poison and death are not immune from it, and the damage value can vary. It's a single target skill. The fixed damage from the passive is doubled, and melee soldiers can attack with. If the enemy already has poison or death, it stuns the enemy before battle. After dealing damage, it inflicts death on the enemy that cannot be immunized or dispelled for 2 turns. Oh, okay, so cool. So she can just apply this anyways. which I guess it's okay since she's mainly gonna be a single target attacker. But when I look at her AoE skill, I find it such a relief that it has really poor range, and it's her only AoE skill. It's an amazing way to provide her talent debuff as a safe method, with how ridiculous her talent is. Even if you do find it annoying to pull off, that's what her at again skill is for. Plus you can apply more debuff by using something like the Demon Slayer. There's also the fact that her 3C is so reliant on this debuff for some of its best effect, with a relatively short cooldown too. Her only main issue is not being able to apply a lot of debuffs herself, so she can't really capitalize on her talent. So she's really gonna need some help from her teammates who can do just that. Also remember that there are equips to help her apply those debuffs, like I said, the Demon Slayer. So maybe you will see people run stuff like that. There would be an exclusive armor for Hoffman. With the shield, when using Glorious Formation, gain the effect command when non-flying ally pass through within defense range, they'll get 1 block mitigation and guards allies within 3 blocks for 4 turns that's undispellable. I do know that he has a ton of defense. It's pretty nice to just offer the small amount of support. I'm not sure how well it's going to be like since he doesn't have any damage reduction, so he's not going to be a very great tank. For the casting skill, first we got is Liana. Her at again has +1 more range. After using I think her at again skill, will apply reinforcement and immunity for 2 turns. Doesn't her exclusive also give more attack and int as well with this? I don't think it's that bad. It really encourages that juggler pushing though. Second is for Werner. His return stance, which is most likely his defense form, and lasts 1 extra turn after getting a crit from his counterattack. Assault stance reduces the cooldown of all skills by 1 turn after landing a crit when attacking. I do have some regrets a little bit not building him up. I would love to use this guy in some stuff. It's definitely a niche thing to have, nothing too hype about it. Third is for Michelle. She used to be one of my favorite characters back in the day. Oh, okay, let's see. When the skills hits 3 or more enemies, applies 1 stack of Scorching Flame, and clear the remaining cooldown of her Athican skill. It's the one that lets her duplicate herself. Now, this could be me playing favorites here, but I like this quite a bit. She literally places like a copy version of herself, which is so vital for her because she does have AoEs and this copy can help her extend her AoE range. And with how linear it is so vital for her to keep that up. Because you can't move this copy, it'll always stay in one place. Plus, I'm pretty sure it does have a high cooldown too, like 4 turns if I remember correctly. Man, I do miss the days where people weren't ready for my Michelle. She was literally my GOAT back in the day. She did so much work for me in the good old Apex days. Last one is for Lance. Apparently, he gets a 15% stats increase with units with restraint relations, whatever that means. He gets +2 movement in mixed forces and heals 20% of damage after battle. Wow, that is massive. His best class is Flyer, so I'm not sure if he has any better soldiers to use like Vanguard or Cavalier. I'm not sure because I don't use them. But what I'm concerned about is the 15% stats increase. The only character to really have something like that is Gizaroff. But Lance is more restrictive, so apparently what I'm guessing here is that he only gets this is if the enemy's mobility is lowered. The interesting banners they got is this wishlist banner that goes up to Isolde and Jace, a wishlist equip banner that has the latest equips, a raid up with Eshin and Kristan. As for the content Cian got, a Portal League chapter, a share event, a raffle event to get rewards, a login event where you get Captain Mac for free but only up to 4 stars. He was first released in the 5th anniversary, where you can get him up to 6 stars, so a lot of people this is just gonna be free memory shards, but to people who missed out, you will simply get a free character. A hero bag that goes up to Roland and Precia. Of course, there's gonna be stuff like Anarchy Stage Unlock, casting, more gold from dailies, vouchers from completing all dailies, increased value from the floating city, extra Sacred Realm chances, even Gate of Fates. We got the Endless Voyage, a lot of people's favorite event, including mine as well. And we do got a new topic game mode that's called Phantom War. Going into it, it's pretty cool. I was really surprised. There was even voice acting during the introduction to this, and then you reach the main menu to it. And the music to it felt really unsettling, like in a good way. It makes you feel tense, so it makes you understand that this event is gonna be no joke. There'll be multiple levels going into this, with more opening up every other week. During the whole battle though, the music was straight fire. You can feel the intensity going into it. I'm honestly not sure if they've been in the game for a while since I usually don't play the in-game music, but just take a listen.
最後の戦いか。戦いはまだ終わらないのか。
Forgot how good the soundtrack was. So me watching this gameplay, I was honestly mesmerized. For a while, it will teach you how to play like using the spirits in battle, which you do summon by using the crystals that you accumulate every turn. There'll be another section that works like a training ground to unlock more spirits and upgrades to make them even better. There's also this thing that you unlock by gathering the necessary sigil to use to unlock those spirits, with more to unlock as the event progresses. That's only some rundown of this event. There'll be a deep dive of this event linked in the description, but of course, when this comes very close to global, I'll give a deep dive explanation myself. With the new skins, an Echo Light for Virelia and Seraphina, you can see the inspiration really comes from Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy from the DC series. That's really awesome. I never thought they would do like this reference. There are probably others too, but I really can't think of any on top of my head right now. But this is pretty sick. Then a Machalada skin for Joa and Connie. It's pretty nice, especially in her chibi form, where you do see like a painting of Joa literally flying. I wonder how that looked like in game. Will we get to like control him looking like this, or will he just pop up in a holographic form? That'll be kind of a letdown. So that was about everything, if not most of everything that CN got in this update. The new game mode definitely got my interest. It actually looks fun. From the soundtrack to gameplay, it all seems very interesting. Like it could be a contender of one of my favorite events. But nothing, and I mean nothing, will ever overthrow the Endless Voyage. The characters themselves don't look too bad. Virelia looks very promising, so I hope I can get her. She seems pretty fun. As always though, don't expect some of these stuff to be one for one. So if you're a global player expecting something like the hero bag in this update, I wouldn't get my hopes up because the content between global and CN are sometimes different. But that's all I got. If you guys did enjoy this video, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, want to see more, and feel free to let me know down in the comments how you guys feel about this update that CN got. So yeah, thanks for watching. Your fellow C.